Today we have assistant coach Saddi Washington. Saddi, I really appreciate you coming on. How's it going?
It's going great, man. Anytime we have one of our favorite sons, get a chance to have a conversation with our alum, it's a beautiful thing. I see you got the jersey in the background, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. I got to remind people that I actually played there. It's been a while.
It has been a while, but you've done some incredible things, man. And happy for you.
I
Happy for you.
appreciate that. I appreciate it. The same to you. And I was just looking, and I realized you coached at Oakland from '06 to 16, and I played against
Yeah,
you then.
I did. I was just looking that up before we jumped on the call, and I was like, yo, Stu probably won't remember this, but I coached against this guy, and y'all lit us up, pretty good here in Chrysler. But you had a good team, man. You had a really good team.
Yeah, those are some fun games. We played at the Palace. I remember that was a lot of
Dallas,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now that one was a little bit closer. That one was a little bit closer at the Palace, but
That's true. That's true. I just remember, God, what was the big man's name? Just dunked on us.
Keith Benson.
Yo, Benson was, yeah,
Yeah.
we couldn't deal with him.
Yeah, no, he was good, man. He was good.
But I
So,
want to get into some Michigan basketball talk. Obviously, this team is well. Nobody knew what was going to happen the beginning of this season. Everybody was scrambling with the pandemic. I mean, how was that to be a coach and to have to deal with all of that, especially at the beginning? I feel like maybe now you get into a rhythm. Sometimes you guys did have the break, so that's another wrench in the whole thing. But like, how was that at the beginning? Was it tough, or is it kind of just a day by day process?
you know what, Stu? It was really just nobody had ever had the blueprint for this. As long as any of us has been coaching, Coach Martelli is the senior,
Yeah.
statesman on our staff, and you can't even go to him to reference, anything like this before. But I would say it was the leadership of Coach Juwan that really helped our guys get through, this whole pandemic and,
Yeah.
all the emotional, physical things that came along with it. And I mean, from being in this program, a lot of the work uh, that goes into, each new team starts with the identity from the summer leadership stuff that we do in the summertime. And I'm sure you've been a part of that with your teams. And,
Yeah.
that's when you really start identifying the identity of the team, the identity makeup, who we're going to be. And then you just really kind of draw on that throughout the season. So I think that's really where we are right now.
Can you speak to more on that identity you guys wanted to capture and bring into the season?
Coach is an extremely competitive guy. It starts from the top down. And I think it was his, it's always been his vision to really, expect excellence out of the group of young men that we have to coach year in and year out. But the biggest thing is just the family atmosphere. We're such a connected team.
Mhm.
And I think we've always been, like that was something even with your team, because just talking to people around here, Zach, your class was really kind of the foundation that kind of helped springboard, the next class that followed behind you guys with Tim and all those other guys behind you. So
Mhm.
that's just been the nature of Michigan basketball. And I think Coach Juwan has done an incredible job of fostering that relationship, getting the buy-in from our young men. And then obviously you got to have some talent, and our guys use the time wisely in the summer and in the off season to get better. And, here we are, we're just taking it one game at a time and playing the game that's in front of us, but we're having fun doing it.
Yeah. When did you know what this team was capable of? Because everything obviously there's a shortened sort of preseason, I guess, before you get to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And, there's ups and downs. There's a lot of rust. There's a lot of things to figure out. And you're kind of doing things on the fly. Like, when did you know what this team was capable of?
Man, it just kind of happened because
Yeah.
obviously we didn't have the same full non-conference slate that we would typically have, but we played some really good teams, in Oakland
Hmm.
and Toledo,
Yep.
Ball State, Bowling Green, UCLA, some teams that really challenged us early. and we were able to kind of find our niche. And so by the time we got into Big Ten play, we just kind of had a really good momentum about us, and started the Big Ten play, I think, against a really good, really good Penn State team that's always tough and gritty. And I think like after that game, we kind of figure like, man, there's something to this, and we just got to stay healthy,
Yeah.
and stay the course and just see what happens.
I want to get into some specifics with players and you dealing with some guys, and you're the wings coach now. But
Yeah,
I want to start off with the break that we had, that the Michigan team had because of the pandemic, because, the athletics at Michigan was shut down.
yeah,
How do you keep that mindset? Because it's got to be so frustrating, and I feel like you can just get lost without even be able to practice. Like, how are
yeah.
you able to keep everyone together? Is that just a testament to the guys and the coaching staff?
You know what, Stu? Anytime I can give kudos publicly to our young men, they got it, man. These dudes are they're just dialed in. And it really did kind of feel like walking back to last summer when we were in a real quarantine, couldn't really go anywhere, couldn't be in the gym, couldn't be in the building. And but I do believe because it was the second time around, right? And we had a little bit of a blueprint to work off of.
Right.
Guys mentally had a better time adjusting, knowing what they had to do in their apartments in terms of trying to stay sharp. And from a physical standpoint, Sandman
Yeah.
is sending them, all kind of workout stuff to stay on top of it. But we were able to, again, like really have some Zoom meetings, dial back in, I guess center back in from a mental standpoint about what was important, how we got to this point of the season, and why it's important to keep doing the right thing so that whenever we're released to get back to playing, we can, hit the ground running. And so far we've been pretty fortunate from that standpoint.
Yeah. Was there a lot of film study? You guys sent a lot of video?
Definitely a lot of film study, man. We didn't want a lot of idle time, idle mind type of
Yep.
thing going on. So, I think I believe that we used our time wisely in terms of just doing what we can to keep everybody engaged. Because the reality was nobody was going to feel sorry for us, right? Like,
Yeah.
at some point, pretty much everybody at one point or another has had to pause or miss games or what have you. And we were playing so well at the time going into that break, it was like everybody's chomping at the bits. And so it's like you have to have that right kind of mindset that, we're not going to make excuses for ourselves, and we're not going to allow other people to make excuses for us. So let's just, keep ourselves focused. Let's stay together as a group. Let's keep doing the right things so that we're healthy. And then, when we get back on the floor, it's that locked in attention to detail that our guys have pursued and been chasing all year, that, we're able to get us out the gate against, a tough Wisconsin team and a tough Ohio State team, and so on and so forth. And it doesn't get any easier. It doesn't get any easier the rest of the way. So we just got to stay the course.
You are now the wings coach, right? You were the biggest coach for Beeline, but you're the wings coach now?
Yeah. I've had a couple of different hats, in
Yeah.
the 5 years that I've been here, and I've enjoyed every bit of it. And so been doing some tremendous work with our wings and just helping those guys as to put them in position to be in position.
Exactly.
Right? And they've done the work. And again, we just got a special group. Like, they're really attentive to scouting reports, attentive to detail. It's something that Coach Juwan demands not only of our players, but also of the staff, right? Because we can't expect our players to do something that we're not willing to do ourselves. So it's just this community effort to, as we always say, operate with excellence around here. And, we're just doing our best, brother.